birthday party. Yeah, and you guys are here filming. It's okay. I okayed it. He asked me, so yeah, don't worry. So it's my birthday, so everyone's here celebrating basically, and we're all gonna have dinner and a few drinks. I feel like I'm like the bro of the pit crew. I'm like, me and my dad are like best friends, right? So, yeah, I'm so proud of him. He's so awesome. Sorry, I'm getting really emotional.
So we all have to come together, all of us, even the kids, because we do sacrifice certain things to, do this kind of thing, right?
We do our best to be supportive. He gets very stressed out about things or, doesn't want to talk about doing it, but we all know he wants to do it. So that takes a little bit of a strain on all of us because we can see that he's anxious about it and just won't open up.
He just goes after things. And it always amazes me that he has this ability to do these things. And I see that he can, so I just think, okay, let's go, let's do it.
What else do you need?
Big bad beans. That's it.
Oh yeah, you still... Okay.
How does he manage to afford to do this? Yes. That's a great question, because I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I have sleepless nights.
He buys and sells a lot of things to be able to pay for this.
It's just about that little extra. If I have to spend $1,000, somebody gives me $100 off, that's a big deal to me. It helps me out to get to the next level. The first thing I do is I look after my clients with Sun Life Financial and put financial protection in place for clients that care.
He makes his own hours. He works as much as he wants to work, and he'll call people and be like, hey, like I'm going to the X Games. Do you want to sponsor me to go to the X Games? And then he gets things out of like that way as well, right? There's things that you have to be able to do to afford to do this, and like he somehow manages to do it every time, and I don't know how.
Justyn's a great promoter of Portage-la Prairie. He's a member of the Lions Club. He's supported the United Way here in town. Well, the Lions Club is a fraternal order of men who do things to benefit the community. They raise money for different charities and so on.
It's a Lions Club International that we're a part of, and these guys supported us with a little bit of funding. We've created what's called a little mini stick rink here, and can't thank PCU Centre enough for their support in the space so that we can give back to the kids and young families that want to progress themselves. And I think this is just a great way to, elevate that with these young kids, and they've seen what Portage has done and the many championships that they've won with the Terriers, and great place to enjoy a little bit of mini stick. We're here to raise some money for Shane Hartle and his foundation, and you can see that we've got great track conditions today, and it's great that Brett's allowing us to come out here and put something like this on to raise some funds for somebody in need.
Well, I got a call from a few of my buddies who wanted to put on a ride day on Thursday morning, and I said, well, when did you want to do that? And they said, how about Sunday? So I said, Sunday's available to me, so I hopped in the car and we drove all the way out here along with all these people, and they're here raising money for our First Steps Wellness Center, spinal cord injury center we're opening in Winnipeg. Shane Hartle's a moto friend of ours. He was in moto years ago when I was in it. He took a brief break and decided to get back into it a couple years back. And unfortunately, he had a bad accident, which left him paralyzed from the waist down. We were riding in Morden about 3 years ago, and I came up a little short on a double, and the track was soft and ended up kicking me over the handlebars. And when I went over, my head went into the ground and my feet kind of came over the wrong way, and I broke my T7. So yeah, that was a pretty big day. When I first got hurt, the amount of support that I got from everybody in the community was, yeah, it was really overwhelming. I mean, you don't really realize how many people there are that care, and yeah, I mean, you know, it's not something you ever want to go through, but to have had the support that I had was, it certainly made it a lot easier. We're probably 90% spinal cord injury. So we focus on doing exercise therapy, and we primarily focus on working on the muscles below a person's break line. So wherever it is their injury is, we try to strengthen the muscles below that break. You can't come here with the expectation that you're going to necessarily walk out of here. But what we try to do is we try to strengthen people's muscles in a way that, like for example, for me, because I'm broken quite high in my chest, we focus on working on everything that's below my break. So I'm primarily working on strengthening my core, increasing my stability, you know, just giving me a better base to work from.
I'm not out there to injure anybody, and I certainly don't want to get injured. And there is a lot of risk involved as far as you know, the danger of the sport. Being a financial advisor, I'm able to also offer extreme sport coverage, which is pretty rare.
For me, it was relatively inexpensive, right? I needed a chair, I needed a ramp in my house, a couple little things, but if I'd have known more about this prior, obviously, like, you know, I bought insurance for in case I break an ankle.
Yes.
You know, so
it's tricky for me as an advisor, right? So when am I bugging somebody, and when am I actually offering them a solution that they require? But yours is an extreme situation,
right.
You're a young guy, and now you've got, you know, possibly 45 years plus to have to do what you're doing, and so where does that funding come from? It hit me pretty hard when I walked in the door. Right?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, you know, you and I have known each other, and of course I come and did the funding thing with Rex Place and stuff, and it was just kind of, oh, I'm here for moto, and Shane's here, and it's, you know, kind of fun, and we're here for a reason, but it didn't hit me till I walked in here.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay. My younger brother's deaf and blind, so I have a place for, you know, people that maybe aren't able to do things as much as somebody else. So it's just when I can see what you're going through and then what your clients are going through, it's pretty meaningful.
That thing fires in sequence to help you pedal the bike. For sure. And it uses your own muscle strength. Unfortunately, our rate is still quite high. So we're $90 an hour for therapy for our clients, but at the very least, you don't have to be out of province to get this type of therapy anymore. The first round of fundraising that was done was primarily towards our startup costs. So the money that was raised at the motocross event and some of the other events that we've had, you know, is crucial to us getting this place up and running. Going forward, that fundraising effort is going to go towards reducing the cost of the therapy. So our goal is to bring in enough money every year to try to bring that $90 an hour down to 60 or 50, depending on how much support we can get.
I'm fortunate that I've had my health. I have had a titanium hip replacement. I broke my femoral bone in Czechoslovakia. I have bone chips in my neck. I broke both my shoulders and both my ankles. It's just part of the sport, and I'm okay with that.
He broke his hip and his neck.
He wound up having a rod put in his leg and being flown by helicopter to a hospital.
Do I worry about the risk that's involved? Honestly, no. So many kids just get hurt because they're doing something stupid and don't know how to read the track properly or whatever. He's been doing this for so long. Like, I think that he'll be fine.
I don't really worry about him so much on the snow bike. It doesn't seem as dangerous to me. Motocross is a little bit more dangerous to me. That one I worry about a little bit.
I try not to worry about major risks just because then it's constantly on my mind.
We don't want that taken to the line. I'm gonna crash, or my friend broke his back, or no, that's not how you enter the race. You go to the line, pray for forgiveness, accept the challenges you've had, and throttle down.
You do have to pursue your passion, and there are consequences sometimes, and you do everything you can to minimize the consequences by being as fit as he is and as strong as he is. You take a lot of the ifs out of the equation.
The sport's dangerous if you're not physically prepared.
Last year for the X Games, he just kind of decided on a whim, like, hey, let's try.
That was very, like, short notice. What have you done to prepare yourself for this? Because then we give him a hard time, because we're like, you're not ready for this yet. Like, you think that you are, but I don't know if you are right at this moment.
So decide to collect the thoughts and just say, okay, well, if you're that passionate about it, believe in yourself, you got some people on your team that believe in you, why not?
When he really wants to do something, he completely puts like all his time and his effort into training and eating well and, you know, like exercising, making sure he's going out on the bike, like everything like that. I think that this time around, like, he has a way better chance at qualifying.
He wants to do it, so he knows he needs to put in the work to do it, which he maybe didn't have 3 months ago.
We've talked about the X Games for quite a few years now. I think now we're ready.
Most guys would train, you know, possibly 3 months prior to an event. I'm an athlete, and I've been a professional athlete for, 25 years in this capacity, and so I have those bones and that structure is there. It's a matter of revigorating it and getting myself back to where I know I can be. I've started now.
I think he'll qualify for the X Games for sure.
I first met Justyn, I think it was in Grunthal at a race, and I think he saw us race and he told my dad he wanted to be our trainer. And then ever since then, he's taken us all over the country, all over North America. He's the main reason I'm where I am now.
He was racing in a much higher class than I was when I first started, so I kind of always watched him come up. And you have a tendency to know the guys that are faster than you all the time at the track.
I personally love riding with older guys and somebody who's experienced. You can learn a lot from them. Anything from line choice to diet, they've been around it all. They know what works and what doesn't. If a young guy beats an old guy, then he's starting to get off. But I find if Justyn beats me, I'll just let it go, because he's been at it a lot longer than I have, that's for sure.
This is good for me.
Yeah.
I'll be ready for ERX in no time. Now we're talking.
Yeah, so you want to get to about 20 kilometers an hour, and that's what I average during a marathon. Well,
And for how long is your marathon?
2 hours, 10 minutes. Come here.
Okay, you've kicked my ass.
It took me a month to be able to even maintain 14 kilometers an hour.
I should just stay here for 5 days. Forget going down to ERX.
I'll get your heart rate up, eh?
Yeah. Well, Shane, it's been a blast. So these are the best of the best in the world, and I'm about 25 years older than my next competitor.
He's at a big disadvantage with his age, he's at a big disadvantage with his location, he's at a big disadvantage with his ability to be on that equipment on a regular basis. So, I mean, he's at every disadvantage.
His dirt bikes were stolen. I don't know if you heard about that.